There's some people who like genuinely scary movies around Halloween. You know what I like? Schlock. So, I said I might make this an occasional series, and yeah, I think I am in fact gonna do that. Silver Linings, where I talk about a movie that I know is not good, but still has things about it that I love, unabashedly. And being October, and as we are closing into Halloween, I thought it would be a fun time to talk about a horror movie, a ghost movie, that is not good, but I really enjoy it, and I can tell you precisely why. The House on Haunted Hill. Now, this is a remake of a quote-unquote classic horror film, and it is decent. It's not great. It's pretty bog standard. Bunch of people go to this building that is haunted, has a terrible history, used to be an asylum, there was a doctor who did experiments on the inmates, pretty rote stuff. They all get stuck inside and the malevolent force that lives in there begins to pick them off. It's very run-of-the-mill. It could very easily have been made for TV. It could very easily have been direct to DVD. It did actually get a theatrical release. But I love this film. And I love this film for two reasons. Geoffrey Rush and Famke Janssen. These two, the rest of the cast actually isn't bad either, but these two specifically, they play the prices. It's hard to say if I wanted to say that they're the main characters. I think they were the biggest names at the time the movie came out. But, so the deal is, Famke Janssen's character, her birthday is coming up. And she wants something ridiculous and over the top and spooky from her incredibly rich husband, which she is in a, I think calling it a loveless marriage would be generous. And that character is played by Geoffrey Rush. So Famke Janssen just wants absurdity and a lot of money spent and expects him to do that. And his idea is, fine, you want it at this crazy haunted place, fine, I'll rent it out. Oh, I'm gonna swap out your guest list though for all these other people, although apparently the ghost can communicate over the internet and go into his email list and change the guest list to something else. Again, it's not a good movie, it's dumb. So we end up with all these people at this place who don't know each other, have no reason to trust each other. But the dynamic and the scenes and the just gleeful hatred that Geoffrey Rush and Famke Janssen have for each other, it is amazing. Their scenes together are some of my favorite things on film, honestly, because these are two people, the implication is she married him for his money, he married her to cover up the fact that he was gay and might favor men significantly younger than himself, which I didn't rewatch it before talking about this. I don't know if they mentioned how young he tends to favor. That might actually be way more uncomfortable than it used to be. Should have checked that. Now I'm gonna be scared too. In any case, she is his beard, he is her sugar daddy, but they don't love each other. Not really. Never did. That's the implication, at least. And there are scenes that these two people have together. I think my favorite moment that I think sums it up perfectly is they're getting into an argument, and Geoffrey Rush kind of puts his hand on the back of her head and grabs her hair a little bit. He's not like yanking her around. He's just kind of like, with aggravation. She goes, "You're hurting me," and he's like, "I know." And then she scratches and bites him. And he's like, oh, well, there's the fine country girl I married. That is the relationship between these two. And I know the scene that I just cited makes it seem like he is physically abusing her. It's really just implied that each one of them would really like the other one to die. They might not be at the point yet where they're ready to actively try and kill the other one, but it would be great if the other one would die. Like one of my other favorite moments, I love this line from Famke Janssen. She delivers it so well. If you really loved me, you'd find a way to drop dead in the next 5 seconds. Oh, God, I don't know. I don't know what I want to do with that line, but I want it. I want that line in my life. I love it so much. And unfortunately, I wish the entire movie was them. It was like War of the Roses in a haunted house. I wish that was the whole movie. But there are other people, generic ghostly stuff. Taye Diggs is there. It's an odd kind of cast, and it's fine. Peter Gallagher is in it. It's fine. And it gets the job done. It's competent as far as everything else goes. But really, it's those two that make this a movie that I enjoy watching. And actually, funnily enough, I feel like the spirit of those characters, I feel like that is a big part of what I like about American Horror Story. Is that sort of high camp in a horror setting is kind of what American Horror Story does. And I'm certainly not proposing that American Horror Story was directly taking influence from this movie. I seriously doubt it. But I feel like the things at least that I like best about both those things are pulling from a similar vibe. And it's one I can't get in too many other places. And I really do enjoy it. So if you've never seen this movie, again, I'm not promising you a good movie, but I am promising you a fun time and some terrific interactions and just the most fun viciousness between a married couple that you can find on film. So if you haven't seen this movie before, go ahead, check it out. I think you'll at least have fun. I mean, like, worst case scenario, if you don't take enjoyment for that part as I do, you could easily Mystery Science Theater 3000 in this movie with some friends and still have a good time. So that's, I don't know, consider that out of nowhere. This has become a bit of a Halloween recommendation. Again, for fun, not for quality. But we'll wrap it up there. So that, my friends, those two, they are the silver lining to an otherwise weird movie where Chris Kattan tries to deliver dialogue about why they're all gonna die in a house. And oddly enough, I kind of like that too, but I can't, I can't even explain. But yeah, silver lining to an otherwise fairly rote ghost movie. So those are my thoughts on The House on Haunted Hill. Have you seen it? What did you think about it? Whatever your thoughts are, drop something down in the comments. Let's talk about it. There's a whole bunch of stuff you can do. There's links and there's buttons, including a link to my Patreon. Check them out if you feel like it. If you don't, hey, don't worry about it, because you know what? You're the council, and I only run the meetings. And until next time, this council is adjourned.